Hey guys, welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andrew Seegers, and this time we're again joined by Derek Bittner and Ash Paulson from Game On to discuss the latest stage confirmed for Smash Bros Wii U, being Mushroom Kingdom U. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so this came as a complete surprise last night. An awesome update from Sakurai showing off a brand new arena for the Wii U version of Smash Bros, being based on a new Super Mario Bros. U, and it's called the Mushroom Kingdom U. And we actually get two looks at it, two different pictures showing two different variants of the stage. Because apparently the stage will change whenever Kamek appears on screen and does, like, I'm guessing some kind of magic trick, transforming the arena. Now Sakurai does clarify that it's not a moving stage, so it's not like Mushroomy Kingdom or anything. Instead, I'm guessing it'd be like the Fire Emblem stage where it transitions from one to the next, once Kamek appears. So, what are your guys' raw thoughts about this one? What do you think about this edition?
I was super hyped as soon as I saw this update last night. I mean, I've been wanting a new stage for a while. It feels like it's been a long time since we've seen a new one. So being able to see this one is just like really cool. Plus, there's so much potential with this one that I can't wait to see how it plays at E3, because that's when we will get a good look at it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this stage. We're long overdue for a new Wii U stage, and I always thought New Super Mario Bros. U had a really good look to it, so I'm really happy to see that Sakurai pulled the stage from that game, and just based on the two screenshots that we've seen, there's a lot to kind of look at and speculate on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's weird. There isn't that much here, and yet kind of a lot at the same time. So in the first screenshot, we can see that it appears to be based on Acorn Plains, and the second one has a background of, I believe, Rock Candy Mines. And yet the water is more reminiscent to me of Soda Lake or whatever it was called in the game.
The Sparkling Waters.
Sparkling Waters, thank you.
Yeah.
So initially I thought maybe they'd have basically 8 or 9 different variants, one for each world from the game. But now I'm wondering if they're going to combine elements from these. So there may not be a full amount. There may not be a full representation of each level. Maybe they have one, maybe they're mixing and matching and creating, maybe 4 or 5 different variants based on that.
I had the same thought. I haven't actually played New Super Mario Bros. U to any length. That's actually going to be the free game I'm going to be picking up thanks to Mario Kart 8. But I didn't really notice they were mixing and matching there. So I had the same thought as you, where they're just going to have one for each world. The fact that they're not makes me think they're going to, probably pick out the better known ones. So they're going to have one with the the Starry Night background. That's going to be one of the backgrounds. It's probably going to look really good. Yeah,
that will fit in perfectly because there is that whole forest world, so they could tie it in, using that.
Yeah, it does seem like 8 variants, I think it was 8 worlds. 8 variants for a single stage seems like a little much. So I'm not surprised that they're combining elements from various worlds in the second screenshot,
right,
or at least from 2 worlds. So I think maybe we could see 3 or 4 different variants with representing a couple more worlds. I'm not surprised that Acorn Plain gets its own variant, just because Acorn Plain just kind of like the showboat piece for New Super Mario Bros. U when it first came out, and that's where all the promotional material was taken from, and it has really an iconic background with the rock spires in the background the slanted rocks. So that's a really good area to start on. But then I'm super excited about the Rock Candy Mines and Sparkling Waters being combined here, and I really hope we get I think it's Frozen Glacier, the ice world.
That would be great.
Yeah, I'd love to see that represented, and like you said, Derek, the forest world, and especially the Starry Night painting.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential here, and just looking at these pictures, I actually do. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the art style of the New Super Mario Bros. Games, I will say this stage looks great. It looks really good. I actually really like the backgrounds in New Super Mario Bros. U, and they look fantastic here. And it did strike me just how different these two stages, or these two variants we've seen so far, look. You have the main central platform, but even that, now it's hard to tell for sure, but even that appears to change in size. And then, in the second screenshot, you don't have any other platforms, but you have the water spouts you can ride on while having to avoid the urchin enemies. And then in the Acorn Plains picture, you have a bunch of block platforms in addition to different hills you can stand on. So I'm thinking though that those block platforms may be moving around too, perhaps, because otherwise why have the stationary hills there in addition?
Yeah. I have actually a pretty specific thought for those block platforms. Okay. They could be the form where they go in and out. They always form into like one block and then spread out.
Oh, right.
But not only that, they'll sometimes go vertical. Mm-hmm. So that might cause some that geometry will be very interesting, because if you hit somebody, they'll go bouncing off between them if they're vertical at that point, and have a very different strategies to how you're going to get somebody off. Because we're looking at it, there's 4 there. It might be a little tricky to knock somebody out if they're actually in their vertical configuration.
Right.
So I think that could be really interesting, and I don't think we've ever seen anything like that, quite like this before in a Smash Brothers stage.
That's a really interesting idea, although I know in Mario World, I think those platforms are made up of 5 blocks, so they all collapse into that center one, and since there is no true center one here, I don't know if that'll be the case. So these may just be stationary.
But also, in Yoshi's Island and Smash Bros. Melee, they did have these blocks, and one of their defining features is that when you hit them from underneath, they kind of spin, so you can actually jump through them. And I'm wondering if that's going to be the same case here. Yeah, because that's what happened in the Yoshi's Island stage in Melee. And unless these are different blocks, but they appear to be the same ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of room to play around here with. I mean, especially with there being multiple variants. So I'm trying to think what else they could do for other stages. Like, getting back to the forest stage, for instance. Boos are a pretty big part of that. Like, boos that move around in circles or in formations. And I could see them doing something, with having them be part of the arena, having them, boos just fly around and being a pretty major hazard. Do you guys have any other thoughts for what they might be able to do here?
I do have one. Mainly that I think Nabbit's going to show up.
And I hope so.
I don't know if he'll be like a stage boss or something, but I can sort of imagine him being like if there's items on and items pop up, he'll show up on the side, swoop in, steal the items, and run off screen.
Yeah, I could see that. Also, I think if there is a Frozen Glacier variant, or at least one with elements from Frozen Glacier,
Penguins,
that the spinning stars, from those levels, I think that would be great. Yeah, I think these, they kind of, when you stand on them, they kind of rotate, and the footing is a little uncertain. So I think that would be a great element to include.
I like that way better than my penguin idea. Yeah, the spinning star thing would be awesome. Yeah, that would make it feel very, very different.
And it's funny because I can actually picture in my head exactly how these stages will transform, because you can he mentions Kamek, and you know how Kamek always makes things transform. So swipe to the left, swipe to the right with the magic dust going down, and things will morph. The question is whether he'll come in and do his little spell where he transforms things into other things. Or even, this is New Super Mario Bros. U, so maybe we could see the Koopalings show up as stage bosses or stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff they could really do and pull from that game, especially since they're doing each different stage. So maybe different Koopalings will show up in each stage transformation.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm leaning toward. I mean, I guess we don't know how like if every stage is going to have a boss character or how far they're going to go with that. Assuming they won't, and I'm guessing that's going to be the case, I'm going to say this stage won't have any boss characters. I could be wrong, I hope I am, but it seems like there's already so much going on. I'm guessing they won't. But that would be a really cool feature, and I do wonder exactly how Kamek will work here. Like, will you be able to attack him when he appears on screen, maybe, and stop the transformation? I doubt that, but
it'd be cool.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing, actually. Yeah, I mean, if he could either be a background element to where he just he changes the stage no matter what, or he could be a foreground element, and you can actually hit him and prevent him from changing the stage if you want.
Right.
But yeah, my guess is, I mean, it hasn't been the style in previous Smash games to have that many stage bosses. So in the majority of the stages. So my guess is that this would be a stage without like a boss in it, or something that would like a persistent hazard like that.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably right. But there's, like I said, there's just so many ideas. At least Nabbit stealing items is what I want.
Yeah, I feel like Nabbit has to appear in some form, and although I guess actually if we follow his motif so far, it would be as part of DLC. So
DLC stage hazards.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right. Well, do you guys have any final thoughts at all on anything about this stage that we haven't discussed yet?
No, I think it just looks very solid. I like the ideas shown in both pictures. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see, and I can't actually wait to play it at E3.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm really glad it's going to be in the E3 demo, and this instantly became one of the stages I'm most excited about when I first saw it.
I'm totally with you. This stage looks really fun, and I'm looking forward to playing to the music too from the game, which I also liked. Yeah, it looks like a really fun stage. Should be a lot of fun. So I think that wraps up our discussion here, so thanks guys for watching. If you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain, which you can find links to in the description below. And of course, keep an eye on GameXplain.com for more Smash Bros Wii U and 3DS discussions and other things gaming too, including an upcoming Wii U stage discussion, which we actually recorded before this news. So don't be alarmed that we don't discuss it in that video, especially because it'd be completely redundant. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Bye.